So what do we have here? We got a driver head, a adapter for the driver head, and a driver shaft that is no longer attached to the coupling there. It's my good friend Mark's. We were at a golfing trip last fall down in North Carolina, and I think it might have been the first hole. The club got launched down the fairway, so snapped off the end there. So we're going to do a low buck repair here today. I'm going to sand this ferrule off and clean this out because a piece of the shaft is still in here, and we'll glue it all back together. And if it doesn't make it through the summer, he can get another shaft, or we can cut it up a little bit. But I thought I'd try just sanding this off and save it as much as the shaft as possible. So I thought I'd bring you along. I've got a little skill sander here, and I'm going to go get some earplugs just because. So I must have cut some of the glue off at the end. It looks a little splintered right there, so I might sand it down a little bit more. I think you could probably see that. That looks good, so I think we're done sanding. So now we got to get the broken piece off out of that. So I think what we're going to do is just kind of work up in drill sizes and just kind of drill out as much of that as we can. I don't want to mess up the, I don't know what you would call that, coupling with heat. So we're just going to be careful, take a little bit at a time, see how it goes. I'm going to use this paper towel. Some pliers and not worry about scratching it too much. You're probably shaking. Let's put you on a different stand. I want to make sure this drill bit's not too big. I don't want to, but it looks like that ferrule piece is exactly 3/8, maybe just a hair more than 3/8, and this is a 3/8 inch drill bit, so it looks like it's going to be perfect. So I might not have to use any heat at all. Up here there's an aluminum sleeve in there. Let's see if you can see it. So this is a 5/16. So I'm going to just work with this one for a little bit back in the drill and see if I can get that. Yeah, it looks like it's cutting pretty close in there, so I'm going to give that a go again. Working a drill bit in there, and it looks like I'm getting it out. So I know you can't see in there, but when I get done, I'll flash a flashlight in there so you can see down the tube. So I'm hoping you can see down there into the barrel, but it looks like I got it all out. There might be a little bit of residue down on the bottom there, but I don't want to get too aggressive with the drill and go where I don't want to be, so I think we're good there. Oh, look at that. So I think I might just scuff this up a little bit, and then we'll get some epoxy mixed and glue this thing back together. You've done this before. You know there's no way that epoxy would have held onto that smooth finish there, so I just roughed it up a little bit, and that'll give the epoxy a little bit more grip. I'm going to do something a little different this time than I normally do. Normally I use epoxy, but I have some Gorilla Glue, and I'm going to give that a try. If it doesn't work, I golf with Mark once a week. I could bring it home and clean up the Gorilla Glue and put some epoxy in it. So the directions say, apply the Gorilla Glue on one side and get the other side wet, and the water helps it cure. So given the way Mark golfs, this should never let go because he's always in the water. Ah, it's just a joke. Oh my gosh, who loves your mark? So anyway, so let's put a little bit of that in there, work some of it around. A sacrificial cotter pin so I can work this all along the sides. This wet, slide her in there. Wow, that dried in a hurry. So let's see what happens. Pretty much done. All I got to do now is once this sets, I'll put this back on here like that and put the screw in there and let Mark have at it, and should be good to go. Alright, so that's about it for this video, and if anything happens I'll let you know, but should be working. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, subscribe, and hope to see you again. Have a great day.